coming up in Judge Fleischer's courtroom.
We need to have like a workshop on how to write ORs, man, for real. Everything in this office report is conclusory, suspicious, aloysius. Is he driving while black?
And the defendant stated she was returning home from the bar and admitted to consuming 2 mixed beverages of whiskey and Red Bull. The defendant urinated on her person and standard field sobriety tests were administered.
Up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
The officer initiated a traffic stop after observing the defendant's vehicle traveling 94 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. The officer observed an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant admitted to the officer that she had 2 drinks. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and breath was refused. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Felt like that went really fast. So the stop was for speeding.
For speeding, yes.
And
then after that, they had an odor of an alcoholic beverage, and she made an admission that she drank 2 beverages.
Just an odor and admission of 2 beers. Any other indication of intoxication? I mean, slurred speech, bloodshot eyes.
While the SFSTs were, this is for the M's, while the SFSTs were being conducted, she was not understanding. Like the officer had to explain, I think, at least 4 times the instructions for the walk and turn, the one leg stand. He also noticed that I think she took off her boots for the one leg stand. She was stumbling when she was taking them off. So there were other signs of the officer.
That's what I want. I mean, an odor, not even a strong odor at that, and then you just have an admission of 2 beers. You don't know what time. Was it over a 12-hour span? There's no accident here. There's no, is she a Spanish speaker?
I believe so, Your Honor.
I don't see any indication of that.
And if I may, I've been doing DWIs for 10 years and I don't understand the instructions most of the time.
As far as I can tell, the officer also just demonstrated it to her. I mean, which is per,
But
the procedure for
right, I
SFSTs,
get the SFSTs, but I mean, to even get to the SFSTs, right? You have to show something that there's some indicia of intoxication. Here, all we have is an odor and admission of 2 beers. That's not enough. An odor of alcohol in and of itself is insufficient.
Yeah.
Seems that this stop occurred at 2 in the morning, and she made a statement that she stopped drinking at 12 a.m. So we have a 2-hour period between when she's finished drinking and then
Alcohol dissipates every 1 hour. An alcoholic drink dissipates from your system.
she still had the odor in addition to that statement.
All right, I'm going to find no probable cause.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, be careful, really. Every single day, someone dies from a DWI in our county. It's so easy to take a $20 Uber, literally push one button. You have a car waiting for you wherever you want to go in this county. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right. Please take a seat. You are Noah Montgomery.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Montgomery, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to a year in jail and/or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On October 27, 2024, the officer dispatched to a residence in reference to a criminal mischief in Harris County, Texas. After the initial investigation, the officer had found the defendant had left the residence, walked several streets over, and vandalized the complainant's motor vehicle. The defendant damaged the driver's side mirror by using hands to pull on and break the mirror in several places. The defendant used a knife to strike the windshield in a stabbing motion, causing damage. The damage was approximately $1,000. The complainant's daughter showed the officer a text where the defendant admitted he damaged the motor vehicle and planned on damaging the motor vehicle again in the future. The defendant was found at his residence and a bent kitchen knife was located next to him on the ground.
Okay. Mr. Montgomery, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. So what was the relationship, Alex?
Relationship, they are neighbors, Your Honor.
Just neighbors?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we have any kind of allegation of alcohol or any kind of dope usage?
No, Your Honor.
Never? Okay.
No allegation.
Mr. Montgomery, like I said, I'm going to find probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to go within 200 feet of where this person lives or where this person works, not to be in possession of weapons, and not to have any contact with them. Do you understand? If I find that you violate this condition, I will put you in jail in a moment's notice. I will do everything in my power to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand? How old are you, sir?
From her. It's further into.
Judge, I'm inquiring about the location of his residence, just to make sure it's not within the 200 feet. Is it more than that?
Less.
It's less than 200 feet?
Yeah, she live a street over.
If it's a street over, you're probably gonna be okay, I would think.
How old are you?
17, Judge.
What do you do in life?
School?
Where do you go to school?
Yeah, like
High school? I'm going to send you for a drug test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. If you have any kind of dope in your system, it stops today. Do you understand? If I find that you're smoking any kind of marijuana, using any kind of illegal drugs, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? It is now also a bond condition that you stay in school and that you also graduate. If I find that you're ducking out of school and you're not going, you'll be doing homeschooling with me in custody. You're going to graduate. You're going to get your high school diploma one way or the other. And if it's that you got to stay with me to get it done, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Do you understand? Okay. So counsel, I'm going to send him for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in his system, and then we'll have him come back. And then, do you have anywhere else to go?
Not clear this morning, Judge.
So let's do this. Leave me your cell phone.
Yes.
I will text you. You can always zoom in. That we can just go. And then I just want to know what's in his system. Zoom, I'll text you. Zoom back on and we can finish it up.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Stephen, do you need a pen? Okay, thanks. Take a seat for me in the jury box, sir. So I am, and so don't worry about filing conditions. I'm going to have him monitored so that he's not using. Is it Catarina Herrera? Ms. Herrera, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. On October 28th, 2024, the officer was dispatched in reference to a possible intoxicated driver in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed the defendant's vehicle failed to maintain a single lane, veer from one marked lane to another, nearly striking another vehicle, and the defendant's vehicle to be unnecessarily braking and then accelerating. The officer also observed the defendant's vehicle failed to signal a lane change in the left turn and failed to stop at the designated stopping line. The traffic stop was initiated, and the officer made contact with the defendant, the driver, and sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, and the defendant stated she was returning home from the bar and admitted to consuming 2 mixed beverages of whiskey and Red Bull. The defendant urinated on her person, and standard field sobriety tests were administered. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results were 0.124 and 0.118.
Ms. Herrera, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license? You speak English, right?
Yes, I was.
You're not allowed to drive. I'm going to have you sign a document with me today promising me that you're not going to drive. I don't care what's going on in your life. I don't care how many kids you have. I don't care where you got to go, what you need to do. If you don't have a license and liability insurance, do not drive. Do you understand?
I understand.
I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds, man. How old are you, ma'am?
31.
What do you do for a living? You're a bartender.
That's why
I don't want to talk about the case. I only want to know or if you're able to hire a lawyer, man. Okay, we'll give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to up here to sign our document that you're not going to drive at all. We're going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. After that, you'll be free to go. There's a lot of timing requirements, so don't wait a month or 2 to get your attorney. It's only going to end up hurting you. All right, man? You are Keon Shaw.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Shaw, you're charged with fleeing a police officer. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On October 27, 2024, officer was conducting a routine patrol on Eldridge Parkway when he noticed the defendant's motor vehicle traveling at an unsafe speed, exceeding the posted 35-mile-per-hour zone. The vehicle then began driving in a suspicious manner by making a sudden left turn on the street and immediately parking on the left side of the road. When the vehicle noticed the officer's fully marked patrol vehicle passing, it immediately conducted a U-turn and got back on the main road. When officer continued to follow the defendant's vehicle, the vehicle again conducted a left turn and pulled into an alleyway. When the officer initiated his emergency equipment in an attempt to conduct a traffic stop, the defendant's motor vehicle passed multiple safe stopping points before finally coming to a stop after traveling 0.5 miles through a dark and empty parking lot.
What was he doing wrong?
With the officer, he was originally traveling at an unsafe speed, exceeding the speed limit, 35 miles. He was exceeding that speed limit.
By how much?
Let me see the DIMS if he specified. Your Honor, he did not specify. It was just an unsafe speed exceeding the limit. And then,
Nothing's unsafe to me.
and then he began driving, according to the officer, in a suspicious manner, making sudden turns and then stopping on the side of the road and then getting back on the road once the officer passed. So,
Anything illegal with that? You
Your
know,
Honor, I believe it would just be the speed limit would be the point at which the officer.
it's a conclusory statement. We need to have like a workshop on how to write ORs, man, for real. You know, everything in this office report is conclusory, suspicious, aloysius. You know, is he driving while black?
Judge, would you allow us just a few minutes to call the officer just to see? We don't have an OR. We're just going off of the.
Sure,
DIMS.
let's do this. I'm going to have him because I want to make sure if we find probable cause that it's really there. All right, so just hang tight for me. We're going to have to do a little deeper dive. If you just mind taking a seat for me momentarily, okay? Okay. Good morning, Mr. Daly. Do you have a lawyer today?
No,
Tell me what you're doing about that. What are you doing about that?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
Have you spoken to anyone?
I ain't for one.
How do you know you haven't even spoken to anyone? Huh?
I don't know.
You just keep saying, I don't know. Do you have a job?
No.
How do you get money?
I was about to get hired on for the job last Monday. Got they turned down to the driver license, so I'm going to go face another judge later on to see about getting community service so I can get that taken care of to get a job.
There are plenty of jobs that you can have that you don't need a license, though.
Applying. Nothing's happening.
So how are you getting money to eat? How do you eat? So is it your girlfriend or is it your wife? No, it's not the same thing. It's not this. They're two totally different things. How long has your wife/girlfriend been supporting you? When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
DoorDash.
How you don't have a license?
I said before I did, it just happened. This just happened with my license.
Can you pull up his driving record, Alex, please?
Yes, Judge.
This just happened with my license.
When is the last time you've had a full-time job?
July.
Doing what?
Truck driver.
Did you have a CDL?
Yes.
How did you lose your CDL?
So it seems the last, we have a denied renewal from October 23rd, and then that was the most recent one, and then that's all we have as far as anything on his license.
Do you see a suspension?
I do see a suspension back in March of 2011, but nothing more recent.
So it's still showing ineligible, though, right?
It's ineligible as of now, Your Honor.
Does it give you a reason as to why it's ineligible?
All we have is just a denied renewal, and then it's just failure to appear. That's the last action.
Are you able to see if there are any outstanding tickets that are open at this point?
I am unable to see that, Your Honor.
Truck driver in July. We are now in November. So have you been jobless since November?
November. Yes. Since November, you said?
You said you had a full-time job in July.
Right.
Okay. You stopped working in July.
Right.
Okay. Have you had a full-time job since July? So you have been bumming off your wife.
I was DoorDash.
You lost your license. You're unable to DoorDash at all.
Just lost my license.
When did it get suspended?
Your Honor, it says, besides that 2011, it says it was suspension in October 23rd of 2024 was the date.
This is what I want you to do. Where's my stickies? There we go. Stephen, would you mind giving this to me? This is the number to the DPS driver's license division. This is the number that you need to call to figure out what you need to do to get your license back.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
Okay.
I
Are
want
they open
license.
tickets now?
Yes.
Okay, what are you planning? You need to hire a lawyer to fix them. Don't just go over there and just, when you just, look, I can't give you legal advice, but just the more tickets you incur on your record, the more suspensions you're going to get. And if you're a truck driver by trade, all you're doing is hosing yourself. I'm not going to let you sit here and just be jobless, bumming, and being a leech on society, especially if we are supposed to give you a lawyer. Because if I'm giving you a lawyer, that means I'm paying for it. Stephen's paying for it. Victoria's paying for your lawyer. It's not going to happen. So you can either hire your own lawyer, or if you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer, great. But I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I'm making it a condition of your bond that you get a full-time job. And I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get a full-time job. If you've sat here and say, oh, well, I've got an application here, I got an application here, I got an application here, with nothing to show me, life will not go well.
I said I had a job. It's supposed to start Monday.
Beggars can't be choosers. It's better to work at Burger King, at Chuck E. Cheese, than sit on your tuchus with do nothing, earning nothing, and leeching off other people and society in general. Do you understand? Beggars can't be choosers. Lower your standards.
I have.
Okay, then you've not gone low enough. If you need to go to Amazon, if you need to go to Starbucks, do it. I will give you an application, but I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get a job. There are plenty of jobs out there that will immediately give you a job. Do you understand? Okay. See you back in 2 weeks. Stephen, do you mind giving me an application? No? Fill it out now. Why delay the inevitable? But I'll bring it back in 2 weeks to see what you've done to get a job. Is it Jose Adolphus? Good morning, Mr. Adolphus. Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. That makes it a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you.
Yes, Judge. On July 6, 2024, the officers met with the complainant, the defendant's wife, who said the defendant was visiting her child at her apartment when the defendant told her he wanted to be with her. The complainant said she did not reciprocate the sentiment, and he told her that he should have killed her when he first got out in March because the complainant sent him to jail. The defendant also said he will kill the complainant if she calls the police on him again. The complainant was scared for her life and asked for a protective order.
Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
Yes, Judge. So
Shh.
I just want to make it known to the court that, yes, the defendant just was released from TDC for an assault against the same complaining witness. He was released in March. In July, he picked up this charge. I've also been in contact with the Family Violence Division at HPD because the complainant told me that she made a walk-in report on September 25th alleging that the defendant, she's currently pregnant, and alleging that the defendant has assaulted her again and that he threatened to kill her again because she went to the police. Those charges have not yet been filed, but I confirmed the existence of the incident report. And like I said, I've been in contact with the detective in this case.
You realize that you're near to being a true habitual. When you go to TDC, if you pick up a new case, you're a 15 to life case. A minimum of 15 years, Mr. Dolphus. Do you understand that? Don't. No, I've got a bunch of DAs here. Anything that you say, they're going to use it against you.
That's perfectly fine. I was nowhere near it.
Stop. Well, I'm going to make that now, and I'm going to memorialize that with an ankle monitor, so I know that you're not there or going any. I'm forbidding you from going within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. If that thing dings, the battery goes dead. It's not going to go well. Do you understand, Mr. Dolphus?
Sir. I'm back and forth between Houston and Atlanta. I have documentation showing that I was in Atlanta when all of this was concurred. I moved on. That's her problem.
What happened with that charge? Is it going to get through?
So she says that the incident occurred on the 24th. She made a walk-in report on the 25th. Like I said, I called HPD on Friday and they told me that the report's made. They gave me like an incident number.
Pregnant with whose child?
I believe the defendant's child. She told me that he's
How
aware.
far along?
I think right now she's 6 months. I don't remember exactly how far along she told me, but like I said, the officers made the report. They have photos of her from the 25th or from the incident on the 24th. I can confirm that with her. I just spoke with her on Friday.
So, Mr. Dolphus, understand that there's a protective order that's been issued in this case. I would get to know it because if you violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. If they file those additional charges, it's called a violation of protective order. We put conditions on that and you violate it. We can have a hearing to hold you at no bond, 0 bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in Harris County. You're telling me that you're in another place. I will give you a lawyer today and we'll see. If you have that document, great, put it up. Let's see. I'll give you, I already have an application on file. I'm gonna give you a lawyer today. Let's see what you have. But as it stands now, I don't want you to have any contact with this person. I don't want you to be in possession of weapons and not to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives, where she works. And I'm gonna put a monitor so I know where you are at all times. If you want to go to Atlanta, great. There's no problem with that. I'm not going to put any travel restrictions on you. Just don't go anywhere near where she lives or where she works. That's all I'm asking you to do. Don't pick up any new cases as well. You go to Atlanta, everything you do out there in the free world, you need to be thinking, if I do this, am I going to go to jail? If I say this, what kind of ramifications is it going to have? Because it's your liberty that's at stake. All she's got to do is go, hey man, he's bothering me, and boom, you go down. Don't give any cause for that to happen. So for now, I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. I'm gonna find your lawyer, and then you tell your side to the lawyer, and then we'll go from there. He can always, or she can always reapproach, and we can talk about how to go forward. All right? Please. Come up, Mr. Earl. I'm making it a condition of your bond that you're not to use anything. And I'm going to test you again in 40 days. If I find that you test positive again, it tells me that you've continued to use, and I'm going to put you in jail, and I will not give you any more PR bonds. Do you understand? No more using. Don't pick up any new cases. And I think that I've taken away his privilege to drive as well, right? Yeah, because it's his third or second racing case. Yeah. Okay. You're on notice now. No more violations. And if you fail to go to another UA, likewise, I will revoke your bond. Do you understand? Okay. We'll set your case off 40 days. Okay. Thanks, counsel. Good morning, Ms. Treadwell. How's jail? Your lawyers come up to me and ask for me to reduce your bond. I've got your bond at a very high rate, $50,000 for a reason. I want you to understand that we mean business. It's not a joke. When you're out there and you're driving in a state that can, very well, you may do something that can cause catastrophic damage and you'll never dig yourself out of a hole. I will reduce your bond. They asked me for 5, I'll do 7,500 each. But I'm telling you, if you do get out, no more issues. I want you on a curfews, and I don't want you out in the middle of the night, and I definitely don't want you driving. You understand? You're going to have to find another way to make it work, but not in a car. I just can't trust you. You have a lot of people that depend on you, 2 children that depend on you, right? When you're not there, they're going to look to love and support from somewhere. And if you're not there, they may look to it at places you don't like, you don't approve of. These are things that you need to consider. When you become a mother, your life's not yours anymore. It's your children's lives. That's who matters. So when you're out there considering doing what you're going to do, the only thing that needs to come in your mind, if I do this, how is it going to impact my kids? That's what you need to be thinking about. Do you understand, man? Okay. I'll make it 7,500 each. Okay. And then if you're able to bond out, you must come here immediately so we can do all the bond conditions, do all the paperwork, because I'm putting an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are. And I'm on your other ankle, I'm going to put a scram so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. And I'm going to tell you now, you bond violate, you consume alcohol again, you pick up a new case, holy, I'm going to go nuts on the bond. You understand? Okay, Mr. Trevor, good luck. Okay, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Jaramillo Jimenez, you were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On October 28, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's motor vehicle after observing it operate without all of its lighting equipment activated during the nighttime. Upon contact with the defendant, who is the driver and sole occupant, officers observed the suspect to have slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and an odor of alcoholic beverage. Defendant admitted to drinking 2 alcoholic beverages about 1 to 2 hours prior. SFSTs were conducted, 6 out of 6 HGN, 7 out of 8 walk and turn, 2 out of 4 one-leg stand. DICs were read, but breath was refused, and a search warrant was signed and executed. The defendant does also not have an eligible driver's license, Judge.
Again, we have to go on an offense writing report, just class. I mean, it's completely conclusory. Read me the first sentence. Why the PC for the stop?
Read from the DIMS really quickly, Judge. I just want to make sure it's correct.
Without all of its nighttime equipment on. What on earth does that mean?
Read it from the, if we have the offense report, Judge, because that's what
It's
DIMS.
over and over. Headlights, brake lights, turn lights.
I'm just seeing in the offense report, Judge, that driving without lights activated during nighttime.
Better. So you're saying he was driving at night without headlights? Is that?
That's what I believe this offense report is stating. It doesn't specify which lights.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll give you a little bit of time, you know. Just toma asiento allá, por favor. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On October 27th, 2024, officers conducted a traffic stop on the defendant's vehicle on the Tomball Tollway after observing it swerving within its lane, unintentionally drift into the lanes beside it, and nearly strike another vehicle on the roadway. The vehicle also failed to signal a lane change. Upon contact with the defendant, the officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech, glossy eyes, and a moderate odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to driving and to drinking 2 large beers, one of which was found on the back passenger floorboard, a quarter of the way full, and still cool to the touch.
So drinking while driving?
And standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The breath samples were 0.089 in .091.
Mr. Ponce, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. You in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso. Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
Nada,
Nothing.
no, sí, no tengo permiso.
No, I don't have any permission.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail?
O sea, si usted va a la cárcel.
No soy ilegal, no puedo hacer nada.
I'm illegal. I can't do anything.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Ponce?
No, pues nada, estoy entre la ley, no puedo hacer nada.
I'm outside of the law. I can't do anything about it.
I don't know what kind of answer that is, Mr. Ponce, but I would hope that you would recognize that it's damn elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. And I'm telling you now, that is a minimum 5 days in jail. 5 days in jail you go to as a minimum to any sentence you get on a DWI. And I will tell you that if you do anything more than 4 hours in a jail cell, immigration sweeps it on a daily basis. And if they find you, they will put an immigration detainer on you, and you will be stuck like Chuck in custody until the case is over with, and then you get shoved off to immigration while you were sick for another 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do what they're going to do. That is what happens when you violate the law and you go to jail.
A la cárcel.
Do you understand?
Sí,
Yes.
I am warning you at this moment not to drive at all for any reason. And you will be signing a promise with me. This is the only warning that you will get, Mr. Ponce. And this is an affidavit. If I find that you violate this, you can look forward to up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive, because I can have a contempt hearing. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If you consume alcohol, likewise, you will go to jail. No more PR bonds. The only reason you got out so quick is we gave you a PR bond. You violate conditions, pick up a new case, it will not happen again. Do you understand?
Yes.
What happens if you go to jail?
no, pues no sé.
I don't know.
Did you not hear anything that I just told you?
Nada de lo que le acabo de decir.
Sí, le escucho muy rápido.
Yes, I did hear it. It's just I heard you very fast.
What will immigration do to you?
¿Qué le hará migración?
No, pues me voy a deportar.
Well, they'll deport me.
I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, I will get you to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. After that, we will get you to sign for your bond conditions. We will get you out of here. When you come back, have a lawyer, Mr. Ponce. Martinez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail. Credit for the 2 days that you've done.
Yes, sir.
Understand that this DWI will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you are ever in a car, the first thing an officer does when they pull you over is they will look at your history. If they find that you have a prior DWI and they smell alcohol on your breath, what do you think they're going to do to you?
¿Usted qué le hará? Arrest me?
Correct. What we're doing today, from now on, you are facing a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
Sí,
Yes.
No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. So if you are not smart enough to consider how to get home on a night of drinking, like a little child, we will treat you like a little child, but we will do it by putting you over our knee, spanking you like a little child, and doing it with a minimum of 30 days in jail. So consider your actions, especially if you're not in this country with permission, because it could cost you big. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, deny naturalization, you give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, there's no coming back from it. You can never change this once you plead guilty. Do you understand?
Yes.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 90 days. Do not drive until you get a license, Mr. Martinez.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Number one, since the case is ending today, he does have a scram device. Can we get that removal order?
Yes.
Okay. Second, Judge, can we run his court cost concurrent and waive the statutory fine? He is a painter. He essentially works for himself. The projects that he gets are not very consistent. There's times where he goes a month without having a job or without having a project that he works on. He paints houses. So if we could waive that.
How much money do you make a month, Mr. Martinez? Do you support anyone?
Apoyar a alguien.
En
Depende.
casa, sí, en casa.
In my house, yes.
What your lawyer is asking me to do is to take off and waive around $3,500 worth of fines and fees. And I want you to understand that I will today. But the next time, if there's a next time and you come back, you can look forward to around $7,000 in fines and fees that you will incur. So if you pick up another DWI, it is really going to go bad for you. So consider when you're out there, if you want to drink, just don't get into a car and drive. Because next time, if there is one, it will really cost you big. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck.
That's right.
Get back teeth. Come up. Do you have a job? Doing what? What are you doing?
Mechanic.
Okay, do you have proof? Do you have proof?
Yes, I work in mechanic, yeah.
Okay,
I got pictures and videos, all types of stuff.
take a seat through the jury box, sir.
So, Your Honor, did you hear me?
Great job. You're doing good. You know, they're telling me that you've made it through IOP. You did it great. You're halfway through SOP, and you're doing great. You're participating, and that's all we're asking, you know, and you're doing a great job. And I wanted to just congratulate you. Just keep up the good work, you know. It goes a long way. The
Use my IOP, but my two kids they got sick, so I have to.
say I can't hear you.
Yeah, I was gonna finish my IOP, but my two kids they had sick. They got sick for the weather, so I have to work now Monday to Friday, Sunday. So yeah, pretty hard for me now. But I'm gonna keep going. Take my shot.
You're doing great.
Okay, thank you.
Keep it up, you know. What else does he have after the SOP?
Let's see. The victim impact panel.
So after that, you only have one thing left. And if you need, because you're doing well, I'm okay if you want to, you know, report virtually. So you can let them know you can, you know, virtually report. You know, if it's easier for you, because you're doing well, we'll allow you to virtually report. So you don't have to come to and go to the office. You can do it, you know, over your phone using Zoom. Do you know how to do that?
Yes.
So that should help you out a little bit as well. Okay. I don't think that they can do that, the SOP through there. But once you're done with the SOP, then it's all downhill. Just don't use. That's all you got to do. Don't use. Okay. All right. Good job, Mrs. Tuck. All right. What have you been doing with yourself, Mr. Compton? You come in here, you're smacking gum, in shorts, disheveled. Where do you live? Who with?
My ex, 18.
How old are you? Did you graduate from high school? You don't look good. You just don't. You're obviously not working. not making any money. You know, perception is reality, Mr. Compton. And if you're going to continue like this, you're going to have this same look when you're 52. But you're going to have a lot more missing body parts, hair, teeth. You're supposed to work your ass now at the tender age of 20s. So you set your future up. Something else is going on and we don't know what it is. I'm sending you for a drug test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, first and foremost. If you fail to take a test, I'm going to make your bond so high. We're going to figure out what's going on with you, because as it stands now, it just doesn't look good and you're going nowhere in life. And I'm going to do everything in my power to try to turn that around. Do you understand, Mr. Compton? The way that you've been conducting yourself, the way you look, it's not a good look. And you will become yet another statistic of the system. The system failed me. I will refuse to let the system fail you, and I will do everything in my power to prevent it from doing so. Do you understand? First and foremost, I'm sending you for a drug test. You must come right back. Take a seat. Thanks, Mr. Ariel. The days of us just, or of someone picking up a case, pleading to time served, picking up a case, pleading to time served, picking up a case, pleading to time served, no more. You now are on notice. Anytime you come back, what we are going to do. You know that, right? What do you understand? Tell me what you understand. Shh. I want to know what you understand. I want you to realize something, Mr. Ariola. I want what's best for you. And if you're living on the street, I want it to stop. If you're out there and you're stealing to get food, I want it to stop. If you're out there begging for money because you don't have any, I want it to stop. And the reason I put you in the facilities is to determine why it continues to happen. Because it continues to happen over and over and over. And it hasn't stopped since the last 2 to 3 years. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Believe it or not, I care about you and I want what's best for you. I really do, I swear. I don't want to keep you in just for shits and giggles. I don't. I want you to be able to work, make money, and then have a great relationship with your wife, kids, whoever's in your family. But when you keep coming back with criminal cases, that tells me something's wrong. And we have you going to the dual diagnosis facility to see, okay, what can I do in my life to change things? Now, I can't send you back because you've got 3 cases in another county. I tried to get our DAs here to reach out to the county, but they couldn't even speak to the other DAs over there. So we're stuck, and I can't send you back because they won't take you. So I don't want to just keep you in jail for the sake of keeping you in jail. So we're going to be done today. But if you come back with criminal cases, there's no more catch and release. You understand? Do you realize that I want what's best for you? I like you, Mr. Ariel. I do. I just want what's best for you. That's it. I want you to be a loving father to kids if you have any. I want you to work and give them money because that's what fathers do. They give children love, support, a place to live, a place to be able to go get education. That's what fathers do. They're supposed to protect their own. And while you're in jail, while you're out on the street, it's not happening. That's what I want. I'm not asking for much. Any questions? It's okay. You can tell me whatever you want, really. We're friends. You can tell me whatever you want. Don't shy. I really want what's best for you.
Like for you to know maybe from your point of view, these ideas come however they came to you just now. My way of living did not pretend to what you just said. If I may, I'd just like to. Yes, I agree. I do have a family. I'd like to get back to my way of living. That I do agree.
Letting you out today. The only thing I would like when you're out there, think before you act. Before you do something, you need to think, if I do this, am I going to go back to jail? If I say this, am I going to hurt someone? That's all I'm asking you to do. Think before you act and before you say something. If I say this, is it going to hurt someone? If I take this, am I going to get in trouble? If I go talk to this person, are they going to call the cops on me? That's all I'm asking you to do. We're letting you out today. Just think before you act. That's all I'm asking. You don't have any holds from Como County, but at some point they're going to come. So you got to be ready for it. You know, do we have a social worker perhaps that can talk to him or somehow keep him apprised of when the warrants issue?
I can give him my number with my card and I can check on it for you when you call me, Mr. Ariel. That I'll give you my number with my cell phone and you can call and check in with me periodically and I'll let you know if I see any.
If you do that, if you call Lori,
that'll be great.
Okay.
If you call her, she can tell you when the warrants hopefully will issue because it's something you're going to have to deal with. Okay, Mr. Ariel.
We do need to do plea paperwork or how are you going to do it?
No, I guess we'll just unset term, right? That way he doesn't have to do anything. Just good luck. Don't come back.
This is Mr. Hall.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Hall. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or you got it. Okay. So it looks like you are wanted out of the state of Mississippi for motor vehicle felony taking.
Sir.
Are you waiving formal extradition?
Sir?
You're waiving formal extradition.
Yes, sir.
And I think he picked up a UUMV here too, right? Is that right?
I'll add the word allegedly to that, but he is currently being held for that offense, yes.
Well, it's not alleged that he picked it up. Just
It's alleged that he committed the conduct that allowed him to be picked
good
up.
luck.
Yes, sir.
All right. Last name was Rob. What was your last name? Okay, Miss Walter, you're charged with assault of a family member. Shh. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Okay. The complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship. On May 26, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a family disturbance. The officer was dispatched and the complainant and the defendant went to the pool located within the apartment complex where they were drinking alcohol. The defendant accused the complainant of being flirtatious with other females at the pool and then struck him in the face with a closed fist, causing pain. The officer saw the complainant to have redness around his left eye, and the lens of the left side of his glasses was missing.
Ms. Walter, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or kind of illegal drugs, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do we know if he would like to have contact with her or not?
Judge, Rook was completed back in June, and the complainant did say he's okay with contact.
May I say something?
Give me 1 second. I'll let you say your piece. But so as it stands now, there's a protective order that has been issued. I suggest you get to know it because if you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. I am ordering you not to have any threatening or harassing contact with this person. Remember, what is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think. It's what the other person perceives. So if I go like this, is that threatening or harassing? It most certainly is, and it can get your bond revoked and put you back in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, no more PR bonds. If you pick up a new case, violate conditions, consume alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes.
These are your bond conditions. I will talk to you, but I don't want to talk about the case because you have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Whatever you say about the case, they're going to sit there, type it, and try to use it against you to prove guilt. So you will get the opportunity to say your piece, but you need a lawyer to do it, and now's not the time.
And I asked for a court-appointed attorney because I just had a baby 8 weeks ago.
How old are you, man?
I'm 41.
Okay. Do you work?
No, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I just had a baby.
How many children do you have?
3.
You get support for the 3 children?
My oldest is 19. And then my middle child lives with another relative. So this is my only child at the moment. He's my, Jonathan, Mr. Golden is my sole provider.
So you're married?
Yes.
And how much money does your husband make?
15 an hour, 40 hours a week.
Is that the sole income? Okay. I'll have you fill.
It's a VA benefit.
So you have to qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. We just don't give them like candy on Halloween. You have to truly qualify, and that means poverty guidelines, the federal poverty guidelines standard. So what we'll do is we'll have you fill out an application. I need to know everything about you, how much money you make, how much money you have in the bank, what kind of cars you have, and then I'll take a look to see if you qualify. For now, I will have you sign. Stephen will give you an application. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. After that, we'll have you meet with Lisa for your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign all the documents, and then we'll take a look. Mr. Martinez, do you have a lawyer today?
If I get one appointed to me.
What do you do for a living?
I work as a forklift operator.
Operators make great money.
Yes, I just but my child support kicked in, so it's like they're taking half of my check.
How many kids you got?
4.
4 kids. How much are they taking out of your check?
$260 a week.
So it really comes out of your check? Okay. I love it. That's great. I'm happy to give you a lawyer. I'm happy that you're paying child support. That's great. Because those kids need money. And I'm happy that if you're making a lot of money, you need to give a lot of money to those kids. And I'm happy to do it. I'll give you a lawyer. Happy to do it. Do you mind giving an application? I need to take an application from you then. Okay. All right. I'll have you sign a receipt, Victoria, and then we'll have you take a signature box. Mr. Caesar, do you have a lawyer today?
¿Tiene abogado hoy?
No.
No.
Tell me what you're doing about that.
¿Qué está haciendo acerca de ello?
¿Sí?
¿Qué está haciendo para el correo?
Pues no pude conseguir abogado como no he tenido trabajo, le digo. No he tenido los requisitos como para pagar un abogado.
I couldn't get a lawyer because I haven't had the resources to be able to hire one.
He andado buscando.
I have been looking.
What do you do for a living now?
¿A qué se dedica ahorita?
Pues ahorita le he ido así a ayudar por días a mi hermano.
I've been helping my brother out some days right now.
Pues ahorita gracias a Dios solo para la comida he podido sacar.
Right now, thank God I've been able to get enough just for food.
Are you a United States citizen?
¿Ciudadano estadounidense?
No.
No.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look at your finances. I need to know everything about you. If you have a car, I need to know. If you have an apartment where you live, how many children, if you have any children, any kind of income that you have in from any source. Don't put just zeros because I'm going to send it right back to you. You understand? I need to know all the expenses you have as well. And then I'll take a look at it, see whether you qualify.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Shaw, we're back on you. So just because we do so much, I tend to forget everything, you know. You're charged with fleeing a police officer. You're facing up to 6 months of jail and a $2,000 fine. We left off because we were doing probable cause, and I had an issue because it seemed like the cause was kind of conclusory at the time. And do you have anything new?
No, Judge, and I agree with the court.
So, okay, I'm going to find no probable cause.
Dismissing the case.
Find no probable cause. Be careful when you're out there. It's hard enough as it is. Don't give anyone else the power to even bring more, trouble on your life. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Good luck. Okay? No. I'm going to find no probable cause. You're going to dismiss it, Michael?
Yes, Judge, already done.
If you want to hang on a second, we'll give you a copy of the dismissal. Okay?
And also, if I could get the dismissal from Mr. Arreola.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, Mr. Jaramillo Jimenez, we are back because I wanted to determine whether there is sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. We take it seriously, so I want to make sure that if there is probable cause, there is. When we last left, we were inquiring to see if there was more information because it was conclusory at the time. Refresh my memory, please, Alex.
In this case, it was where the officer observed the defendant's vehicle operating without activated, and Mr. Haddad reviewed the body cam and saw that it was without taillights being activated.
This is in the report, though.
The report just says observing it operate without its lighting equipment activated during the nighttime.
So, Mr. Jaramillo, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States citizen? Are you in this country with or without permission, sir?
Resident.
I don't know if you are or not, and quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing I'm going to impart to you is that if you're not in this country with permission, and there's any problem with your immigration paperwork, and you go to jail, immigration finds you, they will put an immigration detainer on you, and you will be stuck in there until this case is over with, and then shipped off to immigration without the ability to get out. Make wise choices while you're out there in my public, because if I find that you're a danger, if I find that you violate conditions, I will put you in custody. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
No.
You are not allowed to drive whatsoever for any reason. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing a promise with me today. This is an affidavit that you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If you drive, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Likewise, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, no more PR bonds for you, sir. All right, I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. We'll get you with Felicia to sign your bond conditions, and then you'll get out of here. Make wise choices while you're out there in my public. Don't endanger my public. You are not allowed to just smoke weed and do nothing. Do you understand, Mr. Compton? You are still testing positive, and the next time you test positive, you will stay with me. Tell me, what have you done since the first time we've met 40 days ago that you've bettered yourself? What? Prove it.
Yeah, Judge. He showed me his Indeed app. He's got, I don't know, he's probably talked to what, 10 plus employers. How many interviews have you had? I got to look back and check.
When is the last time you put in an application? And to who?
Can you look at his phone, Judge, at the bench?
Sure.
Okay.
So let's do this. Will, I'd like you to just take a seat. How many applications has he put in? How many dates has he done it with? And I'd like a full breakdown of what he's done in the last 40 days.
Sure.
You know, just other than just smoke weed, what has he done?
Okay, talked to Mr. Compton, looked at his Indeed app. So actually 10-3, before he came to court, he'd applied to Wendy's, and they're in the process of rescheduling that interview. 10-12, he applied to Truth Barbecue and Whataburger. 10-19, applied to Food Market, Panera, Leaf and Grain. 10-25, applications to Domino's, Nine Star Brothers.
Do you not try to like Amazon or Starbucks?
Oh, well, he has experience in the food service industry, so he's trying
So
to do
what?
anything with.
Why don't you try with? You have to set lofty goals, right? You set your vision high. Go for the gusto. Go for the goal. Don't settle for down here. There are companies that are starting out $15, $19, $20 an hour. That's what you want, because that's where you're going to make money. It's fast food. While it is, yes, it is a job, it's not the best thing out there. Set loftier goals for yourself. Start at Starbucks. Go to Amazon. They kill with, if you can get a job there, you're making 15, 17 bucks an hour, and you get great health insurance. That's where you need to start. It's great that you're doing here. Go for loftier goals. When you leave here today, go to Starbucks. Go to Amazon. Target $19.75 an hour. Nearly 20 bucks an hour. Target. Here, I'm gonna see if I can print this out. See if I can do that. I don't know. I can't.
The effort is there, Judge.
While the effort's good, it could be better. You need to go to better places. I'm gonna try to print stuff out. On your phone, you need to Google highest paying hourly jobs. And that's where you start your search. And when you go to an interview, how do you look when you go to an interview? Do you look like this? What do you do? Okay. Perception is reality. If you look like a thug, they're going to treat you like a thug. You're coming to court, and look how you dress when you come to court. You're supposed to be better than that. If you come to me like this here and we're a judge and this is jails right there, that tells me that you have absolutely no respect. Are you dressing the same way with trying to get a job? If you are, it's not going to happen. You take a shower, you comb your hair, you shave, you put on nice clothes, you try to talk well, because that's who's interviewing you. Smell good, because if you go in there and you smell like a small farm animal, it's not going to go well. This is what you need to do to get a job. And this is what you do to get a good job, because that's how you get a job where you can move up in the world. When you apply at like a Burger King and McDonald's, there's no advancement. That's what you want. You understand? Perception is reality. So when you go there, you need to look like you're gold, and then they're going to hire you. This, you'll get nowhere in life. I'm bringing you back in another 2 weeks. I want to see what you've done. Start with lofty goals. Starbucks, Target, Amazon. You understand? Make me proud. Come on, Mr. Compton. You can do it. All right.
Hey, Judge.
Mr. Martinez, that is Greg on the TV. He's been appointed to represent you. If you mind, just.
I'm going to give him my number, Your Honor.
I'm going to chat it to you. I'm going to chat you his cell phone. Okay.
Got it.
That is the lawyer that we've given you to represent you. You must stay in contact with him. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, we will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't violate the law. Don't pick up any new cases, and stay in contact, and then we're all happy. Do you have any questions? Okay. We will have you sign a reset. Then when you leave here, you guys have to get in contact. He's going to reach out to you. You guys talk about the case. You have to today. Okay? Vic, you want to do a day for Mr. Greg? This is Cesar Martinez.
Yes, how's December 17th
Sounds good.
19 it is.
And is this just a plate state? Just because I haven't seen anything yet? I'm assuming it is.
Yes, it's just a tag, yes. Temporary tag.
Is discovery complete or no?
Let me check, Your Honor. Looks like, yes, everything is shared with defense.
Do you have an offer?
Your Honor, we have a 30-day PTI offer on.
Okay. 30-day PTI, Greg.
Okay, I'll once I'm in the portal, I'll check it and I'll talk to Mr. Martinez.
No rush. Okay, all right. We'll have you sign a reset and good luck.
And I sent him a text, so Mr. Martinez should have my number.
Oh, Mr. Ford.
George Ford.
Hey man, what's with the banging? What's with the banging? You know, the thing is that you're hungry, you're banging, you're using more energy. You're gonna make yourself more hangry.
I'm sorry.
No? You're hangry, as they say, like my kid, my 2-year-old kid. Yet he still won't eat. All right, Mr. Ford, let's see. Let's look at you up. Thanks. Okay, so Mr. Ford, you're charged with burglary of a motor vehicle. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. It looks like you guys have worked out an agreement. They're offering you 180 days in jail, and there is credit for the 6 days that you've done. Is this true or is this untrue?
True.
Is this what you want to do? Okay. It also looks like you have a prior. Is it? I don't even know. Oh, you have a prior unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, right? It's for jurisdiction purposes. That's all it is. I mean, what the heck is this? Did you see the enhancement? I've never seen it like this before. It says, before the commission of the offense alleged above on May 29, 2014, in cause number 1956847, County Court at Law Number 1, the defendant was convicted of an offense under Section 30.04 of the Texas Penal Code. I've never seen them just do a penal section instead opposed to what the actual offense is. Have you seen that before?
I have not, Judge, but when I read it, I thought it was fine. I mean, it still lists that is a section for VMP. So it gives the cause number, the date, the court. So just.
I've never seen it like that.
I've never
I
seen
wonder
it
why they
either.
did it like that. Is that sufficient?
I believe it is sufficient, Judge. It gives the penal code number, the clause number, the date, the court that it's in.
Let me make sure. This is a big deal, Mr. Ford. Because you got to understand that you can only have a certain number of BMVs, burglary for motor vehicles. But the problem is that if you continue to do it, they can enhance you to a felony. And then you're looking at years instead of days. The more BMVs you have, when you hit a certain one, then it's a felony. It used to be 4. Is it now? I think it's now 3, right?
I believe so, Judge.
Let me make sure, because now with this one, this now makes 2. Your next one, you're looking at a serious felony. Well, I hope not, but you got to know what you're facing, because, forewarned is fair warned. You got to be on notice of it. Yeah. 30.04 is burglary of a motor vehicle. Right. Okay. So is it true that you had the prior BMV, right? Okay. So you're giving up a lot of rights by entering this agreement, Mr. Ford. You give up the right to a trial, the right to compel witnesses, test on your behalf, confront, cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So remember, after today, you ever pick up another BMV, you're looking at a lot of time in prison. You understand?
Sir.
How do you plead to the offense of this case? Guilty or not guilty? I will find you guilty. I will send it you to the agreement. I'll roll your court costs so you won't owe anything. True to both enhancements. And good luck to Mr. Ford. We're going to get you down quick so you can go eat. Okay?
Just so that in open court, the defendant knows, there is a felony. The felony prosecutors are reviewing it to see if they're going to be dismissing it. He does have court up there in 3 days.
Okay.
And possibly dismissal, they're going to consider it.
Is it another car case?
It's an evading with previous, Judge, evading on foot with previous, so.
See, same thing here. With the prior evading, the prior evading you have, now this new one, boom, you get hit with a felony charge. Same thing now with the BMV. You got to watch out. Okay? All right. Good luck. All right. Thank you, Anton. Not happy with you. What time does court start?
It was hard to get here. I've been homeless. Can't really find a job. I've been trying. It's a little crazy, but
Mr. Forrest,
I made it.
this is not your first time acting like this. I've also had to reinstate your bond once before, and now you're coming here in shorts as well. You come after 12. In life, when you put your heart, your soul, your being, you can do anything in life. That's what's so great about this country, as opposed to if you live in North Korea, you live in other parts of this world where you're restricted from even accessing the internet. You have this unfounded sense of entitlement where just
So I tried to get here. I didn't. It was real hard to get here. I've been living on the streets. So I got shorts on and stuff. I've been wearing these clothes every day.
have in your life here.
It's just me. I've been homeless.
Where's mom and dad? Mom?
Yeah, but she got a boyfriend, so we don't want nobody to come by her. So it's just.
So you just don't want to go over there, I guess that's what it is.
No, she got a boyfriend, so.
So?
He don't. I guess he just want my mama to himself or something. I don't know, but I've been calling my mom. I'll be like, but I'm not about to really beg her, because I don't want to look at me like that. Like, just like I just need you that bad. So
But you do. But you do. Sometimes in life, you have to tuck your tail between and not try to man up when you ain't got nothing. It's better to go home where you have a roof over your head, And 9 times out of 10, I bet if you got a job and you came home and you gave your mom a little bread and a little help, it would go a long way. Because this is what talks, not the shush that comes out of your mouth. And where you just go home and you fight with the boyfriend and you fight with whoever it may be. No one is going to give you anything in life, Mr. Forrest. You got to earn it.
No. That's what I'm trying to do.
Using the street as an excuse when you have a place to go to doesn't fly.
No, I didn't have a place to go to.
You can always go home to mom.
That's not what happened.
What else do you have in your life besides your mother?
I'm from New Orleans. I don't really know how I ended up here, but I've been here for so long. It was the time that I stayed in Frontier before. I was with this girl named April. She lied and said that I hit her and all this. And then I was right here. And remember with the man, he lied and said I didn't pay him. And then I went to jail. He arrested me and sent me to the back. And then it came back that I was telling the truth. And then it was over and stuff. And I was with that girl. She used to sit back there in the back with me all the time in court every day. That was that time. But I was wrongly accused that time.
That's not what I see.
From the last charge?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My records show the complete opposite of what you're saying. But regardless, that doesn't matter.
I got a lot going on. So I'm just trying
How
to
do you have a lot going on when you're just on the street?
I'm still in the street. That's why it took me all to get here.
So tell me what's going on.
I don't know. It's like people don't like me or something. I apply for every job all around the world. I don't get it. I put on my little best clothes, it's still a little dirty. I button it all the way up. I come in there, I speak nice, and I just can't get no job. I don't know what's going on.
Perception is but do you see the way that you're acting to me? Look, what I'm trying to tell you is that perception is reality. If you walk in and you walk in smug with the air of entitlement, meaning that you're greater than everyone,
It's not me.
You came in here to me like this, and I'm a judge. You're supposed to show as much respect to a judge as you can, because your literal life is in our hands. If I wanted to, I could throw your ass in jail now and make your bond $50,000.
That's crazy.
But that's reality. And what I'm trying to impart to
Then
you.
last night I was like, what's going on? All of a sudden, your YouTube popped up on my phone. I was like, what? I was like, oh no.
If I drug test you now, what's going to show up?
Yeah.
What else?
It's like,
what else?
That's it.
I'm going to send you right now.
Here.
I'm going to send you. What I find, Mr. Forrest, that a lot of people prefer to live on the streets for 2 reasons. Number one, and most importantly, they don't like to live rules that mom or dad make in a house. Number one, bless you. Number two, people like to use. And they like to use either alcohol or illegal drugs. And the problem is that doesn't jive with where you're living at home. They don't want to see it. They'd rather kick your ass out on the street than have to deal with that.
I think
if you really want a job, give me one of those flyers, will you, please?
That's what I'm trying to do. I don't be doing nothing wrong out here.
Well, come on. Then I'm giving you, Mr. Forrest, I'm going to give you the opportunity now. We have a workshop. It's this weekend, right? Isn't it this weekend? Huh? Yeah. This weekend, I have a fair coming up. If you want a job, There's going to be loads of people with jobs to give you right there.
It'll be like a guaranteed job to where I can work every day. Because I don't want to be outside all the time. I would like something that's just stable, at least 10, 12 hours a day.
Beggars can't be choosers, Mr. Force. You get what they have. I don't know what they're going to have, but you have to be ready to accept whatever they have to offer. And that's it. You're not going to be a rocket scientist. Don't expect a rocket science type salary. You get what they have. The problem is that you got to show up. And if you come with this attitude that I live on the street, so I'm not going to show up to work at 9 o'clock. I'm going to show up to work at 11. That doesn't jive. So if you want the job, you have to act like you are going to have it. You're going to show up on a daily basis, on time, not smelling like a brewery. You take a shower, you smell good, you wear nice clothes. But do you think if you go to a job looking like this, how do you think it's going to go? You're coming to court, and you should be looking at or near your best when you come to court. Looking like this with the excuse that you're on the street? Come on, man. If you want a job, this is the place to get it. I am now giving you the opportunity, Mr. Forrest.
It's a guarantee that
nothing is guaranteed in life but death and taxes, my friend. There is no freaking guarantee. You want a back rub too? Show up. If you show up and you look like $1 million, good things will happen for you. Show up, take a shower, dress nice, brush your teeth, and things will go well. I'm going to be there too, Mr. Forrest. I'm going to be out there helping as well. There's no excuse. Do me one more favor. Don't come back in shorts again.
All right, last time when I came, I had my boots on, my shirt buttoned up, I was clean that day.
I'd already revoked your bond. You know that, right? I had already issued a warrant for your arrest. You're lucky that I haven't left, because otherwise your butt would be sitting in jail. So next time you come to court, it starts at 8:30. Don't wear shorts. It's a complete sign of disrespect.
I'm not trying to disrespect.
I'm going to reinstate your bond now. I will give you an application for an appointed lawyer. It's now nearly 1 o'clock. Everyone's gone. You're going to have to bring it back. I'm going to set your case off for a couple weeks. Show up to this job fair. Because if you do, hopefully good things will happen for you.
I just been waiting. Actually, I've been waiting on the opportunity.
It's in your hands.
I don't know if I'm coming off that's the complete opposite. Like I'm really out here trying. Like too many people don't try. Like I'm really trying. I ain't give up yet. I be laying on the ground every day, and I'm trying. I ain't never give up.
Use my list of people.
It's over.
Mr. Forrest, I have a list of people that I'm expecting to show up on this program. Your name's now going on it. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I will send you home with an application for an appointed lawyer. We will see you back in 2 weeks. I'm sending you for a drug test now because I want to know what, if anything's going to test. If you don't test, I will revoke your bond. Next time, come on time. You understand? Okay. All right.
So you want to adjust the date in 2 weeks as well?
No, I want to know what the results are like today. And then if it's something that I hope not, we'll get a hold of Mr. Forrest and be sooner. All right. Good luck. See you on Saturday. Mr. King.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me, Judge?
Gotcha. Loud and clear. All right. We sent him for a drug test. What did he, if anything, did he test positive for? Is that it?
Yes.
All right. No more. I will test you 40 days from today. I'm making it a condition of your bond that you're not to use marijuana at all. Do you understand? Yes or no? If you use today, again, And I don't care if you come in here, tell me that you were in a car and everybody else was smoking, whatever the excuse may be. If I test you again, you test positive, I will put you in jail. Do you understand? You are to stay in school full time and graduate as well. You're not to have any contact with the complaining witness on this case, and not to be in possession of weapons, and not to be within 200 feet of where they live or where they work. If I find that you have any contact with them, you got any weapons, you pick up a new case, likewise, I will put you in jail. I will protect every person of Harris County, no matter who's in front of me. You understand? You're walking on thin ice. If that ice breaks, your butt will freeze. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with counsel. He's here online, if you can see. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, likewise, I will revoke your bond. So what we're going to do, Mr. Keene, is we will set this case over for about 40 days, a little bit over.
Yes, Your Honor.
And we will test him again on his return. And if he tests positive again, that tells you that he's continued to smoke weed, and down goes the bond.
Understood.
I don't think I've done anything else or anything that's just unreasonable. I just want him to stay out of trouble and not smoke weed while your brain is developing. And if you do too much, I'm trying to talk to you. Your brain is still developing. And if you do too much damage to it, you could become paranoid, have a psychosis, or do some permanent damage that you can never recoup from. We are trying to prevent that from happening. And we're trying to prevent you from picking up any more criminal cases. Because I'm going to tell you now, life doesn't get easier the older you get. It becomes more difficult. And the more criminal cases that you have, the more difficult life is. Do you understand, Mr. Montgomery? Okay. All right. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you then sign with a pretrial date. December 16th-ish, or whatever day that week you want. It's yours.
16th is great, Judge.
Friday, though.
The 16th works perfectly, Your Honor.
Done. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for coming back, Mr. Keene.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Tienes que regresar a Wede el 12 de noviembre. Tienes que regresar aquí. Tu abogado no está aquí, está en otro condado. So tienes que regresar ese día aquí y vas a conocer tu abogado. ¿Ok? Vas a firmar papeles. What's the last name again?
Oh, his name, I'm sorry, Caesar.
Last name is Caesar? Did we do conditions on Mr. Caesar?
He was KJ today.
So he already has conditions? Let me see.
Last name is Caesar?
Yeah, last name is Caesar.
I have conditions from September 30th.
Okay. No puedes violar las condiciones de la corte. Si lo haces, o si tú sacas nuevo caso, te pongo en la cárcel, no vas a tener fianza gratis de nuevo. ¿Entiendes, Méndez? Ok, para allá.